Hello and welcome to the second episode of Self-Stoic, discussing the Dichotomy of Control. The Dichotomy of Control is one of the biggest foundational ideas of Stoicism. The idea is that some things are in your control and some things are not. A modern Stoic, named Massimo Pigliucci, added a bit of nuance by saying that it was a dichotomy of what was up to us and what wasn't, not necessarily of control. Yet another modern Stoic, named William Irvine, introduces a third section, making it a trichotomy of control. This third section includes all things that are not completely up to us, but that we can still influence in one way or other. So, why did the Stoics introduce this? Because they thought that this was essential to understand for a happy life. Imagine you believe that true happiness consists of owning a very expensive pair of shoes from a certain brand. There is a chance you'll never be able to afford them. And even if you are able to afford them, there is still a chance that they'll be stolen, or damaged, or lost. The Stoics believed that that would result in either your happiness never being achieved, or your happiness being taken away. The Stoics wanted to give people a more sustainable source of happiness, things that are up to us, our judgments, perceptions, and choices. Bet your happiness on these, and the chances of your happiness not being achieved, or being taken away, become substantially smaller, because, as Marcus Aurelius says,
either pain affects the body, which is the body's problem, or it affects the soul. But the soul can choose not to be affected, preserving its own serenity, its own tranquility. All our decisions, urges, desires, and aversions lie within. No evil can touch them.
If you remember Epictetus's quote on the dichotomy, then you'll see that body, reputation, and wealth are not up to us. For certain actions, you need resources. For others, you need to be liked by certain people. And still for others, you'll need to be able to do certain physical activities. Yet the Stoics believed that goodness lies in judgment, perceptions, and choices, so therefore, even someone with little means can do good for all humans. That includes themselves. However, if you do possess these resources, you can of course use them for good. Everyone can assist their fellow humans. A good analogy for this is one about an archer. The archer makes sure the bow is well maintained. The archer makes sure that they are well trained, and they try their best to employ their skill to the best of their ability before they shoot. But the moment the arrow leaves the bow, what will happen is out of the archer's control. The wind could blow it off course, the target could move, or something could suddenly block its path. So it is in life, according to the Stoics. We can try our best to achieve our goals, but our happiness can only be sustainably maintained if we focus on the act rather than the result. Focusing on what is up to you will have the added benefit of saving time and energy. If you only focus on the things that you can do instead of what you can't, you will never waste time or energy. But when you pay attention to things that won't change no matter what you do, you have effectively wasted precious resources. In turn, when you try your best in any given course of action, all your resources will be put to the task, making the chances of succeeding more likely. The extent to which succeeding is more likely depends on the task. In any case, you will know that you did all you could possibly do, and you can be content with that. From Epictetus.
If you have the right idea about what really belongs to you and what does not, you will never be subject to force or hindrance. You will never blame or criticize anyone, and everything you do will be done willingly.
While the Stoics teach us to accept what is outside of our control, they reinforce that we should do whatever is within our power to try and overcome life's challenges. While the overall circumstances may be something we are not able to control, we are able to control how we deal with these circumstances. And after we decide what to do, we can do the best we can. But my nose runs.
For what purpose then have you hands? Is it not that you may wipe your nose?
Thank you for listening all the way through to the end. Feel free to comment below with your thoughts and questions. This series is produced in association with the Discord server of the same name, which will be linked below. This is our answer for the question from the last episode, which is that while there really isn't any wrong reason, for us on the Self-Stoic team, the main interest in Stoicism is derived from the desire for self-improvement. We'd also like to provide another question today for you guys to answer in the comments. How would a practicing Stoic handle global problems like the pandemic? Thank you again for sticking through to the end. We hope you'll enjoy the coming episode and hopefully learned something new from this one. Have a nice week.